This film, produced by Visionary and Revealing Reality, features 3 people living across the UK with visual impairments: Kessie, Pavel and Kelly. We will hear them talk about their experience of living with visual impairment, while shots on the screen show them in their home and taking a journey in their local area. Some images in the film are blurred to protect the anonymity of people in the background of the shot. Kessie is a 58-year-old black Zimbabwean woman living in a village near Wrexham. She speaks as she stands on the pavement by the road outside her house. Speaking now is Kessie.
I'm deaf and blind. I have retinitis pigmentosa and Usher syndrome. These conditions are both degenerative. That's why now I'm thinking of learning Braille and deaf-blind language. You never know what tomorrow holds for you.
Kessie is an African woman in her 50s.
I live with my husband. It's a council flat.
She leaves via the stairs.
Going up is better. I fell down about 3 times. With time, you get used, and then you start counting the steps.
Outside, she uses a red and white roller cane.
During lockdown, on my way back to the shops, I fell down. There was a car coming from behind, and the road is very narrow.
She walks along the road and goes to step up onto a curb.
I think I miscalculated the curb. I found myself on my knees.
Kessie's foot misses the curb.
Because I couldn't put weight on my knee. I spent something like 6 months in the flat. I couldn't go out.
Kessie sighs.
Always when I pass by that area, it brings bad memories to me.
Kessie stands by the shop where she fell.
During my knee physiotherapy, I was missing calls and he was using no caller ID.
Kessie moves slowly through her living room as the phone rings.
If you miss so many appointments, you are discharged. So I think that is what happened to me.
She tries to answer the phone, but it stops ringing.
A few years ago, while getting off the train, my leg almost got into the gap. But fortunately, my husband was there, and then someone from the railways came, and then they lifted me up. That was a very frightening incident, because since then I haven't been on the train. It knocked off my confidence.
A train pulls out of Wrexham General Station where Kessie fell.
Last year, they changed the bus times, which affected me, because if I would go there using the usual time, there will be a timetable at the bus stop, but I cannot see to read it. I rely on the driver and passengers, especially the ones next to me. If you are blind, you depend on hearing. If you are deaf, you depend on sight. But if you are deaf and blind, you just have to trust.
Kessie speaks into a smartphone.
Open Lazalelo.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch.
When setting up the app, there's a lot to be written down, especially where they want your email address.
She scrolls through the phone.
I still have to learn a lot on technology.
Kessie sits alone under a blanket in the flat.
Yeah, I would like to be busier, more sociable. Of course, I know I have limitations, but I have told myself that disability is not inability. So I try what I can and then seek for help where I am stuck. But usually I try my best.
Kessie walks down the pavement outside her house with her cane. The scene changes to a street in Aberdeen where Pavel lives. He's a 33-year-old white man from Poland with short brown hair and glasses.
I do feel I accept myself a lot, but in some cases, I still struggle.
Words appear. Pavel, 33, Aberdeen.
My vision was better before when I was younger. It's like a tunnel vision. The sight lost, tunnel vision, all the time the flashlight around my eyes. So the doctor said that you can lose your vision. So I like asked her, what you mean? And she said like, yeah, you can lose your vision, like totally. So think about that, what you're gonna do in the future, yeah? I didn't register it straight, like what she tried to tell me. On the back of my head, that was like fixable. I mean, now I am 33. I have to use a cane to walk. I have to asking for help more often. You know, I had a job, but my disease increased. It's not safety for them to keep me, and I quit the job. When you want something, when you're willing to do, it will happen. Like I went to the gym, I said like, no, it's not for me. By myself, it's impossible. But I didn't give up. I ordered dumbbells, the punch bag, and I started exercising at home. And then after, I don't know, a year, I want to go on the gym. You just, I don't want to ask for help. Somebody, you know, I had this in my mind as well. But I do have a friend here, and he going with me every day. So he just grabbed my cane, came into the machine. Look, I will do first and then you. And this is how we exercise.
He puts on a coat, takes his roller cane and leaves his flat.
I think that the men supposed to manage by themselves. Asking for help, it was like make me weak, if you know what I mean. I had some relationship before with my girlfriend. I think we split because I didn't accept that. You know, not accept her, but didn't accept myself in that. Because of my vision, because of the cane, because of they can laugh from me.
Thank you.
Moving down a bus aisle, Pavel's cane hits a lady's trolley. He sidesteps around the trolley and sits down.
For me, there would be contrast, like two colors, white and quite dark, and some more light in a bus. So that would be somehow I know how to where to sit. When I come into the bus, some drivers are start to drive straight through. I don't know what to grab to my hand to not fall. The little changes that would help, to be honest, a lot.
There's only one yellow overhead grab handle.
We are going to my family, which is 50 minutes from here by bus. I was living with them before. My sister and my brother-in-law and 2 nephews.
On the pavement outside some flats,
If I go to the area a few times by myself, I remember like steps as well, and kind of feeling, oh, that could be somewhere here. So I'm looking for example, this, and I know that's the shop there, and here is somewhere where we live together.
in a stairwell, he counts the steps.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I know this is the last one. Amazon. You have some haircut, huh? Next time, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I.
Sure.
Visiting his nephew and brother-in-law, they play cards at the table.
Well, they grew up with me since they born, so they know. They don't see properly. This one. So when I walk sometimes with the cane or things, they grab my hand and uncle, put your cane, I will guide you to the shop or things like that.
Draw.
Wait, what's the card? I love them, to be honest. I love them a lot. Or I try to help them if I can, and things make me happy, make me more important, you know.
Joking with his nephew, they pose for a photo.
You feel that you are able to do something, you are not weak, you know.
See you soon.
Oh yeah, see you soon, yeah?
A white semi-detached house in Wolverhampton. Inside, Kelly, a 58-year-old white woman with brown hair, sits on a sofa.
When you realise you've got a problem with your sight, it's a grieving process. It's a real grieving process. It feels terrible. I thought life had ended. I could not see how life could carry on. I had suicidal thoughts at one point about, I can't do this. I can't be a wife. I can't be a mother. I can't do my job. I can't see. It was pretty horrible. So the kids were 18, they were doing their A-levels when it all first started. So to start with, I tried to keep it away from them as much as possible, to be fair. If I was having a meltdown, it would be Ken. Ken was the person who supported me. He was absolutely everything I needed him to be. I can remember sitting on the bed and it had all crashed a bit again. It was one of those times when it was all really horrible. And I'd thrown a pair of shoes across the bedroom to the wall. I was sitting on my bed sobbing my heart out, and he just came in and he just put his arms around me and he just gave me a big hug. Sorry. And that was all I needed, and he was just great at that. There were just like little odd moments when he would just be there, and that would be fine. And he never said anything because he never needed to say anything. You start to get a bit used to it. I found talking to other people that were living with sight loss was really important. There's a little group that meets on a Tuesday morning in town, and actually going and seeing people who couldn't see at all, getting on with their lives, doing things, being independent, travelling around, makes all the difference. Suddenly made me start to think, actually, this if they can do it, I can do it. I can do this. This isn't the end anymore. And I would say that group saved my life.
She crochets.
I am much better now at going, this is what we need to do, or this is what I need to do. I can't do it the way I used to do it. How am I going to do it? And I don't always know to start with. Sometimes I am just a bit, I want to do it. But usually there's a solution. I mean, driving a car is obviously not going to ever happen again, and that's absolutely fine. That's cool. Taxis are great. We love Uber. I can still see it, but actually on the page where it tells you how much the fares are and things, it's easier for me to be able to hear it. So I always put the voiceover on the Uber app, because I just make sure I catch all of the information then, and I can hear everything it's saying.
Scrolling through the app.
Home. But destination. Search Wolverhampton. Queen Square, Wolverhampton. Pick selected. UberX. Fare £6.96. Driver is 5 minutes away.
Hello. Yes. You're right.
Kelly climbs into a taxi and carries her white cane.
We started talking about this concept of the new normal. So what does the new normal look like, and how are we going to manage it? And I think that was probably the first time I started to think about, how am I going to do this differently then? What's this going to look like? I've had some training, so I know this sort of from around here. I can do this on my own. So if I do need an afternoon out and I don't want to sit in the house and nobody will come out to play, I might bring myself into town to have a cup of tea or hot chocolate or something like that.
Pointing to her roller cane.
This is Russell cane. I sobbed my heart out the first time I had it when they brought it in. Absolutely sobbed my heart out. And now... Why was that? I don't know, just because it's a very practical indication that something's not very good, isn't it? That something's broken. Now, I bloody love it. If you can't see very well, you have to learn the route, you have to learn sort of what things are under your cane and actually what you can hear as well. The big thing I've done since I've lost my sight, I'm a magistrate, so nobody in the magistracy knows me as a sighted person. So that's been great because that has made me use my brain in a way that my brain used to work. That was brilliant in terms of putting me back on a path of feeling like I used to feel.
She walks through Wolverhampton.
I would say find other people who can't see. Go and find and talk to other people who are either experiencing the same condition as you or who are living with sight loss, because that's the bit that makes the difference. Because once you can find out that actually you can carry on living and it's all okay and the world hasn't fallen apart, it's fallen apart for a bit, but it will be better, that's the best thing that you can do.
As Kelly returns home, Ken opens the door.
Oh, here he comes. He always gets there before me. Oh, thank you.
Credits appear visionary, revealing reality. Audio description created by Hearsay.